Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video and I am working on this page, which is the first quote-unquote real page of my album. I have an opening page, I have our itinerary of what we ended up doing. We didn't have a plan really when we went as to how things were going to go, but I listed it in the order that they happened once we got there. And so then I'm working on this, which is when we're taking off on our flight. And I had saved my boarding pass thinking it was going to go on this page. That was before I decided to do it as an itinerary. So now I still have it. So I think I'm going to actually put it in sideways in this pocket, but then I have to cut it down a little bit. It's just a tad too big, so I could do that. But then I want to have a flip pocket of some type because I also want a fun card here. So really I need two things because I have to have a top, a middle, and a back. So this may end up being the middle part, and then I may end up with two cards in there. One should probably be journaling because this was my daughter's first flight over the ocean. She had never been overseas before and she was a little nervous, and I just kind of wanted to talk about, maybe a little bit about that and what our flight was like before I move on to the next thing. We had a layover in Iceland, so that's kind of cool that my boarding pass just shows this was our first leg, so from Minneapolis to Reykjavik. And I just think it'd be fun to put that in there, and then I have two cards to go with it. And then I don't know how I will embellish these. I don't know that I will this one because we take up kind of the whole frame there, but here I definitely have some dead space that I could probably do something with that. I have pulled out my pouches that have my 3x4 cards in them. I just sort them in the order of the rainbow. I start with black and white, and then I go red, pink, orange, yellow, and so on. So that's too many to fit in one, so I split them in the blues. But I can go through there and see what I have that would match the colors we're wearing. I do have black and white, and she's wearing black. It obviously has gay pride on here. So I've got some rainbow things happening, but we both are wearing black in some way, so I certainly could go black and white, but that's kind of boring. I'd really like to find something with color, I think. I think I have picked out the two cards that I'm going to use in this pocket. One of them did end up being black and white. I think I'm going to put this one as the back part of the pocket because it allows me some journaling room. And then when the flip is up, it brings in the black and white that we have on. So I'm okay with that as long as I could get some color in the other one. Now for this one though, I'm a little divided on what to do. This is one side. This is the other, and I initially picked it for this side because there is a green stripe in here and I wanted to bring in kind of some bold color, but when I look at that, it just feels so dark between this and then her black sweatshirt. I've got a little black on, whereas this lightens it up a lot, I think, but then I lose some of the color. So I'm debating on which way to do it, so I think I'll go off camera while I think about it and make my decision, and then I'll come back. Okay, I've decided to go with this side for the lighter version, but then I want to put a geotag on there, and I'm considering this yellow one. I also have, now that's flat because it's just paper. I also have this one, which is a flair badge. It's thicker, so it would add some bulk, but I really like the bright colors, so I'm going to choose which one of those I want, and then I'll either put it on the side of this card or I'll put it right here. I decided to go with the flair option, and it does add some bulk, but because I know exactly how many pages I'm going to use in here, I'm not too concerned about that adding a little bit of thickness to it, so I'm going to leave that there. And now I also figured out I have to find something for the background here. Not much is going to show, but it isn't a perfect match here width-wise, so a little bit's going to show there, so I just need a subtle background. I pulled this card out of my stash of just normal cards, and I like the way that it kind of mimics the stripes that are in her sweatshirt. Even though they go a different way, I do like them. And then all you're going to see of that is about that much, which is perfect. It adds just a little pop of color. It gives kind of the matching stripe thing there. I like it. So I'm going to put that in as the middle item, and then that'll be in back. This will be on top. I have filled in part of my back card there, and I will do the journaling off camera, but I want to stamp something in this space right here. It's empty. It's just begging for stamping or even a sticker or something. So I'm going to look through my stash and add something right there. I pulled out these stickers that I have, and I think I'm going to use this blue star right there because it looks kind of like the blue that's in there, and it'll add just a little bit of color. When I was thinking about what to do here, I did think about stamping, but then I thought, no, I do want to try and use some stickers. And I pulled out this sheet. As you can see, I've used quite a few, but I like this one because it says to, and then it says travel buddies. So let's see here. It's a little too big for me to fit this in, but if let's see, it's going to sit like that. So really I should do it more towards the bottom so it's not next to this. I could do it kind of like that. Ooh, that's really tight. I could overlap a little bit, but I'm going to have to clip off the end of what doesn't fit. So I'll have to work on the spacing to figure out exactly where I want it to be, but I'll just clip off the rest of it so that I can fit it in there the way I want. I decided to trim off a little bit on this end because I wasn't really losing anything. I still have that cute little number there. You can still see that there's an indentation. And then when I cut it, it's going to be kind of right along that white dotted line. So I'll clip that off next, and then I'll be back. Yay, now that's done, and it actually saved a little bit of the white so you can tell that these match, and I dig that. So that's cool, and then this will actually sit right on top of there and be added to the flip. Now, one thing I am going to try with this layout is, let's put the card in here first. So when this becomes part of that pocket, the adhesive is on this side, so it'll actually sit like this. It'll fold down, you'll see that. Normally what I've been doing when I use these is I just adhere it right to the top of the next pocket. But I saw somebody in a video do a cool trick that I want to try. You actually put it between the photos. So I would have to have, this out. I would tuck it behind, and it would be in between. I kind of like that idea because then it's hidden. And, granted, this is clear. You don't really see it that much, but I kind of don't want a strip showing like right at the top of our heads. So I'm going to try it and just hope that it works. So I realized that because of where the adhesive is, it actually needs to stick to the photo that's going to be on the next side. Now, luckily, I've already decided what that's going to be. I did that during my prep phase, so I certainly could do that, and then this would just slide in on top. So it's actually not going to impact this one. It'll be the other one. So I just have to figure out how to get it lined up correctly, make sure everything matches, because it'll actually be stuck to the photo, not to the page protector. All right, guys, I did it. It was successful. I'm super excited about this to try this in other layouts too. Now, I will say, this is slightly off. It slightly overlaps this photo just a tad because, there's extra space on the side of this pocket. So it shifts over just a tiny bit, but it's not enough to bother me. So this is what the layout looks like. And then when you flip it, that's what you get. So that is awesome. Now, looking at this, I thought it would be done. It's not. I think I do need something down here because there's kind of just this dead black space here where her arm is as she's taking the photo. So I think I want something down there. And again, I may just hang something off the edge so it only shows a little bit, but it just needs something. So I was looking at this same sheet of stickers that I just used, and I realized I've got this green one here and it matches pretty well. So if I just hang that over the bottom, it brings in some of that green. And I like that, so I think I'm going to use that, and I'll just stamp a small phrase in there. All right, so I have picked out this set to do my stamping, and this one is called Travel Words. It's from 2019 from Kelly Perky, and I know she has changed over her shop and everything, so I doubt these are still available, but you might be able to find them on eBay or something like that. But when I was looking at all the different phrases on here, I decided to just kind of go with a generic one that says travel story. Since it's at the beginning and we're just taking off, I figured that was appropriate. I have done my stamping here, so now all I need to do is just kind of hang that over the bottom. And then I'll cut off the rest, but I want to make sure a decent amount shows there. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So then I'll cut off what's left, and I might put a mini staple in there too. So I had a good bit left of that label sticker. Now some people might throw that away. I could fit a very small phrase in there, so I'm actually choosing to keep it. So I just stuck it back on the sheet. But this is what this looks like here. And then I decided I am going to put in a mini staple right here at the bottom. There we go. And now I can put it back in the pocket. Okay, I have everything back in the pockets, and I'm going to do a close-up here. So there's the top row, there's the flip, and I love it that now the adhesive part is hidden. You don't see it. I'm so happy with it. I love it. I'm just thrilled. And then there's the bottom photo. So there's another one done for London. Thanks for watching.